Hi, Concord here. Taylor Swift's Midnight vinyl record. Now, before I go on and let you know my thoughts on this vinyl record, I'm just going to let you know my hi-fi equipment and room acoustics will be different to yours. So it may slightly differ, the sound. But sound is a personal and subjective experience. Okay, that out of the way. Now, I picked up this record yesterday and I put it on last night and again this morning. And I didn't mind it. But I'm going to say this, on my second playthrough, as I got to side 2 again, I was getting more and more into this album. I thought it sounded great. To me, the album was a little bit of a slow start, but that's the songs, and that's fine. Those slower songs are still good. But by the time I got to Bejeweled, I was all in and having a great time with this album. Now, for me, this album, I don't like to compare, but I'm going to be guilty here. I'm going to kind of compare it to Lover. So if you like that Lover album, you might like this one. I'm not sure, but that's the best comparison I can do. And I really like that album, Lover. I think it sounds great. Now, this album was recorded in 3 different studios: Rough Customer Studios, Electric Lady Studios, which are both located in New York, and Hanson Recording Studio in LA. Now, this record comes on, it's about 120 or 140 gram vinyl record. There's a total of 13 tracks. Side A has 6 and side B has 7 tracks. I have the Blood Moon edition, and this was pressed in France. I can say the pressing of this, it sounds really good. The noise floor is really quiet, and I didn't have any paper dust or anything. There's no pops and crackles, so yeah, really happy with it. That said, the sound quality. Like all Taylor Swift albums, they're all mixed to a high standard, and this album is no exception. This album sounds great. Now, it's not my favourite album when it comes to sound quality. I'd have to say Reputation is my favourite. However, don't let that put you off because, as I said, it sounds great. Taylor Swift's voice on this vinyl record, her vocals are never front and center. And what I mean by that is they're never too strong. It's actually really nicely balanced with the acoustics and comes through beautifully. The mid-range will get a really good workout. Now I'm going to come back to the mid-range. Now the soundstage, in my setup, it's like she's in the room. It's not like I'm hearing her voice from the left and right speaker. It's like she's in the room singing. It's nice and wide. It's fantastic. The bass is nice and level with the music. It doesn't come through too boomy or too strong. It's also really nicely mixed and balanced. Now, some of the songs where I thought they really stood out in terms of the mixing were Questions, Bejeweled, Labyrinth, and Karma. Those songs to me really stood out and sounded fantastic. All the other songs sounded really good too, but those 4 songs just stood out for me and I thought it sounded great. Now back to that mid-range. There's 2 songs that I think might test that tonal range of your setup. And those 2 songs are Snow on the Beach and Vigilante. Those 2 songs sounded really good, but that mid-range, there's just a tonal range in there. I think if you had it up loud, not loud, stupidly loud, but a nice listening level kind of loud, it might put your speakers to the test or your amplifier to the test. Look, it might not. On mine it sounded fine, absolutely fine, but I was just wondering if some systems, might not be able to handle that range. But look, for me, the sound quality is great. As I said before, Reputation is my favourite in terms of her albums. I really love that album. It sounds fantastic and the mixing is great, and I'm really looking forward to when she re-releases that album, and I hope it's to the high standard that the original was, which I have no doubt it will be. So anyway, look, let me know what your thoughts are. If you're going to comment, please leave them constructive and friendly, and let me know what you think. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.